have a very special guest. We have LimitForm72, who is an absolutely amazing Kingdom Hearts content creator and a huge Pokemon fan. So we're going to be discussing just some of our favorite moments in Pokemon Kingdom Hearts, what makes them so special. And bro, thank you so much for coming in. I mad appreciate it.
It's no problem at all. I'm happy to be here.
Dude, yeah, because also, guys, let us know in the chat if you can hear him okay. If not, I will adjust accordingly. But you actually, yeah, you signed up for the battle tree the other weekend, and you'll be in chat kind of talking about, like, we'll be playing Smash and we'll talk about Kingdom Hearts, and then we'll just go on about Pokemon for a long time. And it's really nice just to like finally sit down and discuss just the franchise with you. And like, I don't know what I try to ask Pokemon fans this like every time, but what makes the franchise like special to you, man? Like, why do you love it? Is it like nostalgia? Is it like the new games are going in a different direction? Tell me like everything you think about the franchise in general.
Okay, that's a lot, but I'll try my best. Now, thinking about Pokemon in its entirety,
Mhm.
I don't know. A bunch of it is nostalgia because, like I said before, I grew up with the series. My first Pokemon games were, I think, as far as I can remember, it was Pokemon Blue first, and then immediately
Nice.
after I played Pokemon Yellow.
Sick.
And then just I would also keep up with the television show,
Mhm.
obviously. And who hasn't? Like, who hasn't seen
Yeah,
Pokemon? But
right.
I would keep up with the television show, and me and my friends would collect cards. Everybody in the neighborhood collected cards. It's like, I don't know, it's just a huge part of my
Yeah.
childhood. So, as more games came out, no matter what they were, if they had Pokemon in the title, I would buy it, I would play it, I would enjoy
Yes.
it. So,
Dude.
as far as the more recent titles, the only most recent title that I haven't played would be, and don't hurt me for this, but I
No,
haven't
I won't.
played Sword and Shield. I know about it. I've seen a lot on it, but I haven't played it myself just because I don't know. It's just something about the game isn't really appealing to me.
Right.
But for some reason, Gen 9 has my attention. Like, it really has my attention. So
Yeah. No, dude.
I'm down to try that a lot.
No,
So
yeah, I understand about like Sword and Shield, because like the really weird thing about that is like I remember, and this was like all before COVID, but I think it was like a summer 2018 Nintendo Direct. And after that they had the Nintendo Treehouse event where they showed gameplay of the game. And I remember that's when Twitter was freaking out about the national decks not being in the game, because that was also confirmed at the Treehouse event. And it's so crazy to me because like Junichi Masuda has like he's very active on Twitter, and
mhm.
him and the developers were obviously reading the negative comments. But then as soon as the game came out, I mean, it was I'm pretty positive it's the best-selling Pokemon game, second or third best-selling Pokemon game in the franchise, which is
Really?
insane. Yeah, and that's why it was such a big deal, because people were shitting on it for months and months.
Yeah.
And then it released and people were like, and the I guess Game Freak, Nintendo, and the Pokemon Company were like, "Oh well, it worked," which is crazy to me. But I will say, if you haven't tried it, it's definitely an experience for sure. Because I really did enjoy buying both of the DLC for the games. Like I loved the Isle of Armor, and I think it was the Crown Tundra,
Yeah.
and I love Calyrex, like the guy with the big brain for a head or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I think he's super. There was an interview in 2017 with Junichi Masuda, and I think it was from Game Informer. And Game Informer was like, "Can you give us any hints about upcoming secret Pokemon that you want to talk about?" And Junichi Masuda raises both of his hands like slowly up, like he's about to praise the sun, and he like looks up while raising both of his hands, and like now we know he was talking about Calyrex, which
Yeah,
was
definitely.
cool. But the DLC, I thought you can definitely tell it was made by different developers.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I thought it is crazy to go from Sword and Shield to like a game like Legends Arceus
Oh,
recently too, dude.
don't get me started.
Dude,
Don't get
have
me
you,
started.
so
I
what do
love
you,
that game.
dude, yeah, tell me, what do you think about that, bro? I want to know all your thoughts on Legends Arceus.
Okay, so before the game came out, I was again. I think Legends Arceus was probably the most recent Pokemon game that I was playing, and
Uh,
I wasn't really following you know, I wasn't following the social media aspect of Pokemon that closely. I
Right.
wasn't following the game.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, they're making a new game, and it seems like they're trying to go like more of a I hate saying the name, but Breath of the Wild like approach
No,
to it, like an
yeah,
open world
definitely.
Pokemon game. And I was like, I wonder it'd probably be a good attempt at a nice new idea for Pokemon.
Right.
So, but when it came out, I wasn't having any previous expectations. So when it came out, I bought it. I was like, okay, let's see if this takes me down memory lane. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. I was hearing I saw all the sites. I saw all of the remixed music, all the old places referenced in the Sinnoh region. I was over the
Yes.
moon. I love Arceus so much. It's such a
Right.
good game.
Dude, yeah, it's like cuz I don't have like a favorite Pokemon game, but I definitely played Gen 4 the most when I was a kid because I think I
Hmm.
was just at that age before I really hit like being a busy teenager, but I was also like still really into Pokemon and I just think it's crazy that like if you look at the narrative of like Gen 4 of like space and time and then Giratina who's a demon and they all clash and then Arceus who is a god. I mean, back when they were developing that game, I mean, that was Pokemon's lowest point in popularity before those games released. So
Hmm.
the developers were like, "Oh, let's go all out on this game." And I feel like they took that plot and narrative from Gen 4 and they just absolutely killed it. Like playing it was just so shocking to me. Like even if you didn't play Sword and Shield, just like looking at the graphics and video of it, you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, do I really like you really pay $60 for that? And then like God of War is also $60. It's like that doesn't really make sense. But
Hmm.
um, but yeah, it's just like the whole narrative of like false gods and two different clans like believing in two different ideologies and like the whole world's about to go apart and you're literally fighting for your life physically against these Pokemon. It's like, man, they absolutely killed it with this
Hmm.
game. And I think it's something that people have been begging for years. And there were reports in like 2017 or 2018 that Nintendo was helping Game Freak develop a Breath of the Wild like Pokemon game because in Japan, Game Freak's headquarters they have like a brand new building, and that's actually really close to Nintendo's building. So there was big speculation how they were working with each other, and like I'm sure one day we'll know like the whole rundown, like if they did. But to me, it's like I don't know how they could not, especially with like such like being the same company too, you
Yeah.
know. Um, but yeah, the biggest thing that blew my mind in Legends Arceus was the other subway trainer that we ran into. Like
Oh yeah.
like there were people that didn't play like Black and White
Hmm.
and they didn't really know who that person was. They're like, "Oh, who's this guy? Like he's from a Subway." And I was like losing my shit. I was like, "Holy shit, it's the Subway trainer. What is he doing here?" and all this crazy stuff. Um but yeah, I think they took like the whole plot and narrative of that and they really made it like fresh and modern and really intense and the new gen looks great, but I don't know if we'll ever get like another game like Legends Arceus ever again.
Yeah, I mean, I hope, I pray. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
they did such a good job with it that I hope that they could turn around and do something similar for like, they definitely could for like Unova, or they could do it for
Right.
Johto. Like, that would be such a cool.
Oh
Johto
yeah.
being I don't know, I flip flop between the two a lot, but
Uh-huh.
it's either Gen 2 or Gen 3 for my favorite generations.
Right.
I love Johto. I just love the
Mhm.
aesthetic. I love the feel. I
Right.
love the region, and I just love the fact that the game or that generation was the first to be like, you know what? After you beat this game, you can go back to where you came from
Dude,
originally, playing red, blue, and yellow, and like
isn't
go
that
back to Kanto. Like, oh my god.
yeah, dude, isn't that crazy? And like, because when they were developing that game, they literally they didn't know how to get all that memory on the cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know this, but back in the day, like Satoru Iwata, he was the one who helped finish cram the memory into that game so we could go back to Gen 1. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like bro, like Nintendo, I know people say like the Pokemon company's separate and like there's Game Freak, the Pokemon company, and then Nintendo, but like they really made those games possible too. Like it would be nothing without them.
Mm-hmm.
Um But yeah, even just like the designs of the Gen 2 Pokemon, bro, are like so like that whole like what you were saying, the vibe of it is literally so it's just so special. And like Gen 3 was great, but I don't get that same
Yeah, I
feeling.
don't get that same feeling. That's why I'm
Yeah.
like, I think Gen 2 is probably my favorite because of I love Gen 2 so I'm about to replay the games. It's
Yeah.
just I love Gen 2 so much. Like I know
Right.
each generation likes to take on a specific like real life geological background. So for
Yes.
example, there's Japan for Gen 2 for Johto, I believe. And
Yes.
I think for Unova, that's like more I want to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to go after like New York
It was,
because
yeah.
Castelia is like
I'm pretty sure it was Brooklyn they were
mm-hmm.
specifically going after too. Yeah, because they have like the Brooklyn Bridge in
Yeah.
one of the cities and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're totally right. There is something special about Gen 2. And I don't know if you've seen it before. Have you seen that Space World demo leak for Gen
Space
2?
Demo League. I don't think so.
Yeah, so there's basically this they call it Space World, and like back in the day, that's where a lot of big companies like mainly Nintendo would go and show demos of their new games.
Hmm.
So at the time of Gen 2 before its release, they actually had Gen 2 playable at the Space World, and people call it the Space World demo. And the ROM for that demo actually leaked. And in that file, in that ROM, there are all these cut Pokemon designs. And it's all real. And some of them look so crazy to me. Um, I wonder if I can find it, but his name is Dr. Lava, and he's really good at kind of like preserving some of these, just a lot of cut content from Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll send it to you. But man, some of the Pokemon they had, I'm kind of like some of them I think are really cool, but then others I'm like, homie, I'm kind of glad they didn't do this.
Oh yeah, no,
um,
I'm looking at the Bulbapedia right now. It's like, and it's funny
yeah,
too because Chikorita is normal, but its
right.
evolution, its Bayleaf is weird. Okay,
Yeah, isn't that weird?
that's so weird. And then I'm
It's
looking at all the other starters. I'm very glad they changed how both Cyndaquil and Totodile looked. Cyndaquil being my favorite starter, well, fire
yes,
starter. I'm so glad they changed that. But
dude,
everybody
same
else,
here.
looking kind of the same. I see Murray, I see Flaffy, I see Ampharos, and then I see
Right.
what is this? It looks like Vulpix, but for some reason it's a water type. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like here, yeah. It's they have like a baby Vulpix or something like that too, which
Let
is
me
really
see.
weird. I sent you the link on Discord, but man, it's like there's one. It's called like Urfumon, and homie, I swear it's supposed to be like a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it,
no, I see it. Oh well.
yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Porygon 2, by the way.
Yeah, I
How did they get
know.
Porygon 2 from this? Okay. All right.
Oh my! And the legendary dogs are
Yeah.
just so like I don't know. They kind of look like I don't know. You know those like those shitty mobile game ads you get of like
Yes.
wannabe Pokemon games.
Yes.
They kind of look like that.
Okay, now Ho-Oh more or less looks the same, but I really like the sprite work for Ho-Oh in this. Like, I
Right.
really like it.
Yeah. There's some really cool looking Pokemon too. Like Katora is so
Mm-hmm.
adorable.
Wow, these are crazy. I've never seen this before.
Yeah,
I
isn't it
don't know.
wild? Here, let me I'll see if I can pull it on here too so I can show everyone in the chat. But guys, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it. This is our TreeCast number 11 with LimitForm. Please remember to follow him on his social media. And we're just talking about this crazy leak from the Space World demo they had for Pokemon. So I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Let's see if
Oh
I can do
wow,
this.
there's even an evolution for for Quillfish. Huh.
Yeah, isn't it just like, man, like the baby Vulpix kind of looks cute. Or the baby Growlithe. I think it's a baby Growlithe. It's like Pooty or
Oh yeah, I
something.
see it.
It's so
Hmm.
cute. Uh,
That's so weird.
one thing I found interesting, it's called like Madamu. That kind of looks like a far-fetched evolution, or maybe it's just like a duck with a sword, but it reminds me of the Galarian Farfetch'd with the
Yeah,
sword. So it's like maybe this coming generation will find some of these Pokemon uh like Pokemon models as an inspiration for new Pokemon, which would be kind
that
of
makes a
cool.
lot of sense considering what I'm looking at now. Granted, the evolution for Quillfish these days is a lot different from what the beta is, but I mean,
Right.
it's cool. It's cool. I like it.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, honestly, like I could look all into this for hours. Like Pichu, poor Pichu, my man, he ain't looking too good.
Yeah, so yeah, what they do to my boy.
Yeah, I know. Like I think Pichu's just one of the cutest designed Pokemon in history.
Yeah, of course.
And he looks like a little ball mouse. I don't know what it is.
Let me see.
Happy, which maybe is Blissey. I don't know.
Hitmontop is crazy.
Right? Yeah, it's like has the middle eye or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of crazy. You're right.
They cleaned up Miltank quite a bit. Pinsir is kind of
Yeah.
weird. they
Yeah.
definitely cleaned up Miltank. Pinsir is
That's so
a little
true.
different. A little different, but he's there.
I didn't even notice Milk Tank.
He's kind of just there.
That's so cursed. Oh my gosh.
And Steelix is perfect because I think that's the same one. They definitely cleaned up Houndoom. Oh my god, what happened?
Yeah. It looks like because it looks like for Houndoom, like the back of it, even for Houndour, which is like Debris, it looks like it has actual skeletons on its back instead of just that one pad it has now.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness.
That Rye Pokemon looking kind of clean. Yeah, Raitora, I want him. He's so cute. The voodoo doll is kind of cursed.
It's definitely cursed.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like back in the late 90s, people will be like, oh, Pokemon has voodoo in it, or something like that. But it's like, whatever. The baby Meowth is really cute.
That could have kept that. That'd be so sick.
I know. They should have kept it. They honestly should have kept it.
There was like, what, a total of maybe 5 baby Pokemon they introduced in Gen 2?
Right.
They could have done so much more. And that could have been one of them.
Dude, yeah, you're right. It looks so cute. It's just like, I love the floating coins on top of its head, too. And I like how Octillery was actually based on, like, a military tank, too.
Yeah.
It has, like, an outer shell of it. I guess Tiru is supposed to be Apom, maybe.
Okay, wait. Murkrow's design looks goated. Wait a minute.
Oh, that does? Oh my gosh.
I really like that Murkrow design. They should have kept
Yeah.
that one. Hello?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't even notice the hat. Yeah.
That is such a good design for Murkrow.
That is so dope. Oh my gosh. Those fossil Pokemon in Sword and Shield were awful. Chevron, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I've seen them. I have no comment, honestly. If you enjoyed them, that's cool. I'm not a fan.
Right. Yeah, if you like them, Chevron, if you loved them, good for you. But yeah, they were definitely cursed. Oh man. I like how Delibird was actually like Santa Claus almost, because it had an actual Santa Claus hat. What else do they have?
Oh, but I know I forgot to ask. I don't know how I did, but also before I do ask, Remoraid, by the way.
Wait, who is it?
Remoraid looking next to Octillery.
Oh
Remoraid
my
looks kinda
gosh!
cursed, but it's okay.
It looks kind of looks like a gun.
Yeah, it definitely looks like a gun.
Oh my gosh, it's got to be a gun, bro, because
Yeah.
like military, the tank. Oh, that's a great eye, bro. I didn't even notice that.
That is insane.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So wait, what were you gonna ask?
What your favorite Pokemon was?
Hmm.
All-time favorite Pokemon. Like I could
Okay.
ask by type, and that's usually how I like to do it because not one person has one favorite Pokemon. But
That's
I
true.
figured I try to ask.
No, yeah, definitely. Well, like, I don't know. I grew up with Pikachu. Like,
Hmm.
I love him so much. So I have to be basic and say, like, Pikachu is my favorite Pokemon.
Hmm.
Just because, like, I remember as a kid when I'd watch the anime, um, I'd always watch, like, the relationship between, like, Ash and Pikachu. And I always loved that. And I definitely had that relationship with like my Pikachu plush growing up as a kid. Like I have a
I
picture
feel
of me
that.
in like I have a picture. I think it was like kindergarten or first grade, but I was like always with my Pikachu. I was always with Pikachu, or I was always with Buzz or Woody.
I
And
feel that.
yeah, right. And I have to say, like, I love not just because he's the mascot, but I just love like his whole design. And I am a big fan of like Pichu and Raichu, and also I think Alolan Raichu looks really good.
Oh yeah, Alolan Raichu looks sick. I love it.
Right, yeah, Alolan Raichu is just super dope, and I would love to see. A couple years ago, some developers talked about that back in the second generation, there was a there was a Gorachu, which was going to be Pikachu's next evolution, or next evolution after. Sorry, it's going to be Raichu's next evolution. It was going to be called
Mm.
Gorachu, and I just want to see what that looks like. Like I know they got pictures or something like that, but yeah, I've always loved Pikachu, but just taking that away, I love Typhlosion, Cyndaquil, Tyranitar is like probably right after Pikachu, honestly. It's like
Okay.
Tyranitar, Cyndaquil, Typhlosion, and then I love Steelix too. I've always loved Steelix's design.
Very respectable choices.
They're my favorite. And they just happen to be Gen 2, bro. Like this
Yeah.
the Gen 2 designs are so goated.
Hmm.
Um
Hmm.
but do you have so what's your favorite if you do have a favorite?
Now, I heard you earlier saying that you called yourself basic for liking Pikachu. Well, I guess we're both basic because Pikachu is also my favorite Pokemon. I also grew up
Yes.
loving Pikachu.
Let's
I'd watch the
go.
show, like I mentioned. I would see the relationship between Ash and Pikachu.
Yeah,
It melted my heart.
right.
I've always loved Pikachu, always and forever.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Now, again, it depends on the type. Like, I have more than one favorite, obviously. So if you ask me what my favorite fire type was, like I said, Cyndaquil line, like Typhlosion, he's so sick.
Right.
I believe that another favorite of mine, of course, Tyranitar. Who doesn't like
Dude,
Tyranitar? Are
yeah,
you
who
kidding
doesn't
me?
like him? Right, exactly.
Like, I haven't met a soul that doesn't like Tyranitar. But let's see, who else? Well, I think as far as legendaries go, I like to talk about this a lot because me and my friends bounce back and forth between what our favorite legends are. But my favorite legends, Lugia,
Yes.
Suicune. I love Gen 2.
Bro, yes.
Jirachi,
Yes, let's go.
Mewtwo. Jirachi is one of my like all-time favorites. I love
Dude,
Jirachi.
Jirachi's so goated.
And then, of course, Mewtwo. And who else? Another legendary that really sticks out for me personally.
Mhm.
I'm a really, really big fan of Latios.
Yes, dude.
He is so cool.
Bro, yeah, those are like all also my favorites too. Because like I remember um like for Jirachi, I like one of my favorite games of all time for Pokemon is Pokemon Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
And I got that game with the bonus disc for that
Ooh.
Jirachi movie. So you would watch the bonus it'd be like a bonus long clip trailer video of a new upcoming movie, and I'm pretty sure you could get Jirachi from that bonus disc. It included Jirachi for Pokemon Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like I thought Jirachi's design was just so cool. Like I liked Celebi, you know, but I just thought something about Jirachi was just more solid. It was
Yes.
more it went more with the Gen 3 theme, I think, especially like I think just Jirachi kind of reflecting a star and then Deoxys being like an alien Pokemon fit really well together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but can we all agree that Dialga over that is true. That is so true.
I'm glad we agree on this.
Yeah,
There's no competition. Dialga is the boy.
yeah, 100, like Palkia, it's like I understand if you like the color pearl more, but homie, it's like how can you like Palkia more? Like
Mm-hmm.
especially in the BDSP new renders, they look like they're just like screaming or like something. They I don't know, but yeah, Dialga 100%. um, but yeah, dude, those are all really good picks too. I think I don't know. Do you have like a favorite? Like, there's no right or wrong choice. I'll respect whatever you pick. But
Hmm.
do you have a favorite Pokemon game?
A favorite Pokemon game?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, it's a toss up. It depends on what time of the day that you ask me normally,
True.
but
Yeah. No.
it's between two specific ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's Pokemon Emerald, because I have over, I think, 900 hours in that game,
Mm-hmm.
and then I there's also obviously Pokemon Crystal, right? But I
Yes, dude.
also like, I kind of count the remakes of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Those games
Right.
are literally perfect for me.
Yes.
Like everything
Right.
I could ever want in a Pokemon game, they're in
Mm-hmm.
that game.
Oh my gosh, dude. You know, the crazy thing is, I remember when that game released, I picked it up on release day. And I was in high school and I was driving with my mom to meet my family at Myrtle Beach.
Hmm.
So I was playing the game, getting my like first experience. I was like, yo, I got like a week off with my family. I'm just gonna like play the heck out of this game. I'm super excited. And we got to the beach late at night and we left some of our stuff in the car and I left my DS in the car. And me and the whole family woke up at like 3 in the morning, and it turns out my mom's car was completely on fire.
Oh no.
And it just blew up, and my DS was in there.
Oh
So I
no.
actually, including like my Heart Gold and Soul Silver game, and I've never had the chance to play it just because of that. And I know people are saying it's like the best Pokemon game of all time. So I really need to go back and just sit down and play that game. But I remember like the Pokemon following you was a really cool aspect.
Hmm.
And I think it's really interesting how that was something people really liked. And then even in Legends Arceus, throwing your Pokemon out and just it being with you and you can run around with it. It's like the smaller things like that, like just push Pokemon games forward and give you that more personal experience of like, wow, I'm having like a more more interesting connection like with my Pokemon, like with my team. So
Exactly. Like with the Pokewalker, I know that
yes.
because I had my Pokemon behind me, I specifically, like, of course, me being
Mhm.
the kid that I was, I specifically got a Pikachu. And I had Pikachu with
Yes.
me the entire time. When I would go to
Aw.
school, I have my Pokewalker with me. Pikachu is getting experience. It was great. It was fantastic.
Dude, that's
Just
awesome.
the memories
Aw.
that Pokemon has like made
Yeah,
for me, like the
right.
little things like going to, like, for example, when I was in, I think I was in, I want to say it was in third grade, maybe third or fourth grade. I think that was the year that Pokemon Emerald came out. I had just graduated from third or fourth, or they called it graduation, but just moving on from one grade to the next.
Right.
And my parents took me to the store to pick up Pokemon Emerald because I would put so many hours into Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Aw.
But I just, and then just the feel, I will always remember that car ride to the store. We went to Target to pick up that
Bro.
game. Just things
Aw.
like that. I'll
Yeah.
always remember for the rest of my life, and it makes these games even more special
Aw.
for me.
Dude, that's aw it sounds like your parents were just like really supportive of you, like just playing Pokemon or like playing some games and stuff
Just
too.
gaming in general, they knew
Yeah.
that I would do something with gaming when I grew up, and it's just
Aw.
that's all I ever did with my friends, is just game.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's like such a, especially like just to grow up with it like that too. Like
Hmm.
cuz I was also around the the same the same grade as you when I got that game, and like bro, it's so special to like grow up in a time period where like even when we were kids we had a chance to play like the first and second generation games while the third one was just releasing.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know, like that's like there's some like very special like age group, and I feel like we're very like very blessed and lucky to be like in that category where, you know, we had people around us like always playing Pokemon with those older games, and then we get the new ones and it's like we were really up to date with like everything that came out. you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just from then into now. Like, I remember when I got Emerald, like, there was something where you could put your game in the GameCube for
Yeah.
Pokemon Coliseum. And it gave you, like, I loved it, blew my mind, bro, to see Brandon and May as 3D models in Pokemon
Yeah.
Coliseum. And even the
Yeah.
remix battle theme that they put in that game was like the rival theme, but sped up a little bit faster. And it was just,
Mm-hmm.
there was just more like, there's more harmony in that theme. And I just like remember absolutely losing my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, it's just so, it's so cool to see like how Pokemon and Game Freak has really grown over the years. And they're just doing, like, back when we would play it, it's like, you know, obviously they had the games, but now it's like we were there at the time when Pokemon Go was booming. Like, we were there when Pokemon Unite took off.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like they're the biggest multimedia platform ever. And there was some survey done where kids actually recognize Pikachu more than Mickey Mouse, which is kind of like
That's
wild.
crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
It's
Yeah.
actually insane.
Like, to me, that is really, that is really wild, but it's cool to go back and look how some of these games like were developed and stuff too, because like Pokemon Coliseum, that's one of my like top 5 favorite Pokemon games, and it wasn't even developed by Game Freak. It was
Mm-hmm.
developed by Genius Sonority. And you know, James Turner was the one who helped with that project, and he designed Shadow Lugia, and then he also helped with a lot of designs in Sword and Shield, and now he just retired. And then Junichi Masuda recently retired from Game Freak. So now, dude, we're like in a different, where it's like an end of an era almost, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like an end of an era for the start after the 25th anniversary. Which is like, I don't know if you had a really good experience like I did, but bro, I think the Pokemon Company went ham during their 25th. Like, they
No,
went
I had a
all out.
fantastic time. I had a great like around the 25th anniversary is when I know they came out with some special cards or whatever for the TCG.
Yeah,
And it was around that time when I was starting to get back into Pokemon cards because I
right.
know before then I wouldn't really keep up with it. Or at least I hadn't kept up with it since I was a kid. But
Mm,
I got back into collecting Pokemon cards. I have a huge collection now. I try to like for the most recent set, I think it was called Lost Origin.
right.
I'm still hunting for a specific card. A very nice looking
Hmm.
Giratina card. But
Oh, yeah.
everything else I've pretty much gotten. But I'm looking for that card and I need it. I need it so much.
Is it? Wait. So what card is it? It's
I can
Giratina.
post it in the chat. It's probably one of the most beautiful cards I've ever seen in my life. Let me post it. And seeing it in person is definitely a lot different than seeing it just through, online means, but here we go. I found it. Post it here and then post it here.
Oh man, I gotta see this.
This mosaic looking Giratina art is
Bro,
absolutely beautiful and
dude,
I need it.
I've seen that. That's fucking gorgeous, bro.
It is
That's,
so good.
wow. It's just like there's so much distortion in the
Mm-hmm.
background while the focus is so clear on Giratina's like power, because you can tell he's like just swarming through space because you can see sparks and wind, and it's like it's the perfect representation of him, bro. It's
Mm-hmm.
so dope.
It's very, very nice. And then of course another chase card that I was going after was it was red and Pikachu. Of course, it's just a weakness of mine. Any Pikachu card that I see, I need it. So I have that. I'm gonna send it in to get graded with a bunch of other cards after I get this Giratina.
What
And after
Pikachu?
I get that Giratina.
What Pikachu card is it?
It is, let me see. Origin, red and Pikachu. I think it's a Pikachu. There it is. It's a Pikachu VMAX card, and red is like standing in front of Pikachu. It's very nice.
Yo, yes, I love that, bro.
It's so good. It is so good.
Because when COVID happened, I was like you know, moved back home for a little bit, and I was like, Mom, where are my Pokemon cards? And she's like, they're in the corner. in my closet, locked away. And she was like, "You need to take them because I just can't handle that responsibility if anything happens to them." And I was looking through them, and I have, it's like there's one white spot on the very top middle of the card, but other than that, there are no scratches, no marks, no anything. I
Hmm.
actually have a Gold Star Pikachu card,
Ooh.
which is extremely rare because during that time, that was around the before the Gen 4, during the Gen 4 era, right when it released, but that was Pokemon's like lowest point in popularity. So the
Hmm.
actual number of printed cards for that Pikachu are extremely low. There are other gold stars where they have lower printings than that Pikachu, but it's still a pretty big, it's they're still extremely rare. So one day I really do want to get it graded. I'm willing to like buy a ticket and maybe or drive, but I definitely want to go in person and get the day one grading, just
Hmm.
because I know sending your cards in is something people are very comfortable with, but me personally, like that card is my childhood.
Yes.
That card is my baby. Like if anything happens to that, like if they give me a different one, I'm a no. If someone like accidentally, gets a hair on it, I'm a no. Like it's just,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
I really need to get that graded, but I think when I was in 4th grade, I went to this card shop, and like they had this second anniversary Japanese birthday Pikachu card. And back then it was like $150. And it was one of the cards heavily promoted in all those Pokemon magazines where they would actually have the card listed at a price for English versions and Japanese versions.
Hmm.
So my parents ended up getting it to me for my birthday, and I like absolutely lost my shit, and I still have that. So like that birthday Pikachu card and the Gold Star Pikachu card are everything to me. And the owner of the shop looked at me, and he was about to hand me the card, and he like took it away, and he was like, "You have to remember, never trade it." And I was like, "Okay." And I didn't trade it. So like, so I remember all of that so well. And but yeah, man, if you ever want to send me pictures of your collection, go for it. Cause like
Of
I
course.
I I love the cards, but I think I'm also at a point where they're a bit too tricky to, like, they're just a bit too much for me. I think I rather get figures and more
Hmm.
like clothing material, because cards are they're very sensitive. It's kind of a big investment to grade a lot of them and to keep them secure
Hmm.
and even insure them. But like the newer cards, like that Giratina, bro, like you got to get that. You
Yeah, I need
absolutely
it.
you
I need it.
absolutely need that card. That is so cool.
I want it so badly.
Yeah, dude. So has that released yet, or?
Yes, it released, I think, well, it's been out in Japan since I want to say July, but it came out recently in the US around maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
So it
Wow.
has it. I believe that card right now by itself is going for around 300. Obviously, I'm not
Wow.
going to want to. I want to try and get it on my own. Obviously,
Yes,
not just
definitely.
buy it outright. That's what makes it special for me. But
Uh,
we'll see what happens. Hopefully
yeah.
one day I'll get it soon.
So are you gonna try and order packs from Japan, or?
I go to my local card shop and they have the booster boxes for sale. And because I
Wow.
go there somewhat often, the guy hooks me up with a fat discount. I know that normally a booster
Really?
box will run you about $100, but he gives it to me for about, I think, 40.
Wow,
So I'm like,
dude.
well, give me like three of those, and it comes with, of course, like 36 packs of cards, 10 cards a piece.
Dude.
Like, I haven't got it yet. I've gotten like, I think I've gotten about 5 booster boxes, but I have
Bro,
not gotten it yet.
wow, bro, what a homie. What an absolute legend for doing that for
Yeah,
you.
support your local card shops. That's all I gotta say.
So is it like is it specifically like a card shop that's near you, or is it like imported shop, or?
It's an actual card shop.
That's awesome.
Hmm.
Wow, you're so lucky you have that near you too.
That's what I'm saying. I googled one day. I'm like, do I have any card shops near me? And then I see the name of this guy. I'm like, let me go. Let me go over here.
Wow, dude, that is so sick. Oh my gosh, bro, imagine if you got two of them. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Oh my god! Don't even get me started.
oh yeah.
Don't even get me started. I'm going to get this card. I promise you.
Cause like even growing up with, cause like I know we grew up with like obviously like the first generation cards and stuff like that too, or even like
Hmm.
even when we were getting like Gen 2 and 3 cards, like people were still trading Gen 1 cards. Uh, I've had a lot of friends who were kind of skeptical about just like getting new Pokemon cards because they're either like they just love Gen 1 like crazy, or they're like, I don't know if I want to get back into it. But like the full art cards, man, they're beautiful.
They are
Like,
so pretty.
yeah, they're actually like who knew that just like making the card full art would get people back into the hobby and back into the
Hmm.
franchise like that too, you know?
It's actually insane. Now I have to ask you if you remember a certain thing that came out when I was a kid and came out when you were a kid. I'm sure you have them, but I'll post an image of them
Oh yes,
in
let me
our
see.
chat.
All right, let me see. Let me see. Oh yes, the
The
Burger King
gold,
Pokeballs. Yes,
yes,
bro.
sir. The
I
gold
love
plated
them,
Pokemon cards, man.
dude.
Ah,
Yes, I love these so much. Do you? So are those yours right now?
no, 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 no. I have
Oh,
all of
okay.
them, but this specific picture isn't mine. But I have all of them.
Bro, wow. Do you have the boxes for them, or do you just
I
have the
do have the
Pokeball?
boxes. I just knew as a
Dude,
kid, I'm like, I always want to keep these because they're just special to me. Like, I have a corner for all my stuff.
they are. Yeah, dude, because like I understand, like I know people are really crazy about like the McDonald's Pokemon cards, but could you
Hmm.
imagine nowadays if we got gold fucking cards with a giant Pokeball in our like 4.99 Happy Meal, dude? Like it would
Imagine.
be like we were so thankful to get shit like this. Like
Yeah.
those Pokeballs were really like they were a good size. Even like for my age, I was like, these are huge. And even holding them now, I'm like, yo, these are pretty crazy. Because I went to SmashCon a couple months ago, and they had these Pokeballs in the boxes like never opened, and they were selling them. Um, wow. Do you have a favorite gold card, bro? That Pikachu looks so
The
good.
Pikachu, 100%.
Yeah, the dude. I was just gonna say like that iconic like pose right now. He's so cute.
The
Oh my
Pikachu
gosh.
one is the best, without it.
Wow. Bro, that is literally so cute. Man, do people get these graded?
The person in this photo definitely got them graded.
I
I'm
was
sure that half the pictures they got them graded.
Bro, I was about to say because you can tell from that top part they definitely look graded.
Hmm.
Um, so Cage Guides is in the chat, and he said, "Oh, you mean the Burger King lawsuit Pokeballs? LOL. The Pokeballs are two separate parts. Kids stuck them on their mouth/nose and suffocated.
Oh no.
Really? Did that happens?
I guess so. I mean,
Wow.
granted, there are a lot of not so bright kids growing up and their parents not really paying attention to those
Exactly.
kids.
Facts. Yeah.
So
Facts.
it'll happen. It'll definitely happen. I believe it.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I did not know that. Wow. Yeah, because I remember when my dad still says it to me now, but like I'd always mispronounce Burger King, and I'd be like, let's
Hmm.
go to Bubba King. And he'd be like and he's like, you want to go to Bubba King, Lewis? but but yeah, so I don't know. I have a lot of good memories like going there, and it was those gold cards, and then they had like the plastic Pokeballs too, where you open that and it would be like a plushie, or it'd be one of those one of those like stirring tops or whatever. Do you
Hmm.
remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I didn't really. I think I had like a Jigglypuff one that I'd play with all the time, but even some of those keychains they had, they were pretty good quality. Like even for
Hmm.
now, I was like, dang, I must I I need to go back in my attic at home and see all the figures I have in my collection. But also, do you happen to have a favorite like piece in your collection? If you have like it doesn't like I don't have a huge collection, but I definitely want to like I want to grow it obviously, but I also just want to collect what's important to me. So,
Hmm.
do you have like anything favorite you own or
Let's see. Let's see. I'm not sure about favorite, but there is one thing that I have had that I have kept with me from the moment I got it back when I was like 3 years old or four
uh-huh.
years old. It is my original Pokédex that I put in the chat.
Bro!
That
Oh my
is
gosh!
that right there is something I love dearly.
Dude, I of course it has the Pikachu. I love that, bro.
Like,
Dude, I
oh
bring
my
back
goodness.
Big Pika. Bring back
That's what
Fat
I'm saying.
Pikachu. Dude, they need to. They need to. Like at this point, like just bring it back, bro. He's so cute.
He is adorable.
Oh my gosh, dude. I love that.
That is one of my
Wow.
favorite pieces of Pokemon merch that
Aw.
I have ever owned.
So
Like,
so is this one yours right here?
this one right here is mine.
Wow, dude. Oh my. It's in great shape, bro.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude,
I
I mean,
believe I had like two of them. One of them, obviously, that I took out like to
uh-huh.
play with because that was my original one. And then the
Right.
second one that I got later on that I kept in pretty good condition, I think.
Gee. Okay, so I actually I don't think I had this exact one. I had a different one. But so would you just type in the number and it would it actually speak the Pokemon and the information about it?
Yes, 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 yes.
Wow.
It
S-
was so cool. It was so cool. Oh my
Dude.
goodness.
It even has a space bar, bro. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That is so neat. Yeah, even
And,
especially the sticker and the paint, dude, it looks like it's in great shape.
mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I know there are a few that you can find on the internet, obviously, that people are selling themselves in pretty damn good condition. So if you ever want one, and they're
Really?
not too expensive either. So if you ever want one yourself or want to just have it, it's
Mm.
there.
Gosh, man. I think it was TreeCast number 4 or 5, but we did um it was a podcast with the vintage Pokemon hunter. And
Hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's on Instagram. And this man,
Mm-hmm.
like, he goes to thrift stores and flea markets like every morning, every day, going in. And that's his full-time thing. And like the amount of vintage stuff he finds brand new and just in great condition is like astonishing. So, if
That
you're
sounds really cool.
if you're interested in like checking him out, his Instagram's just vintage Pokemon hunter. But yeah, he's gotten some really good deals. But he was kind of telling me the like it's one thing to do it for fun, but for him it's a lifestyle. So he
Mm-hmm.
was like, even during our podcast, he was like, "Hey man, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just getting these notifications on eBay, and if I don't act now, then I can miss it." And I was like, "Dude, no, you're totally fine. Like it's all good, no worries." But he's always on the clock when it comes to that type of thing for finding new stuff.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
but man, it's like it is it is really really dope to see some of the stuff that's out there. Uh, like that, I think I showed you on the stream the other day, but it's a Hasbro 152 Pokemon minifigure case.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that during COVID and I got it for 200 bucks, which
Wow.
is an absolute steal because they go for thousands of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
They go for probably 1500 to 2000.
Jeez.
So, yeah, it was extremely hard to like find because ever since I found out about it, I was like, man, I got to get this because if you want to be a collector, you have to choose between two categories. Your first category, it's like you want to collect things that are like in perfect condition and that are perfectly sealed and perfectly perfect. And then the other category is like you don't care the condition, you just want to collect it, you just want to have it and
Mm-hmm.
have it in your personal collection. So I don't keep anything brand new and sealed just because I like to have it opened and I like to look at it and stuff like that. So, yeah, that Pokemon collector's case I got really lucky on. And then in 2020, I got that Master Ball from the Wand Company.
Oh,
Right.
I want that.
Dude, that thing sold out in like 2 or 3 hours.
Oh my goodness. I've been looking at the wand Pokeballs and I'm like, someday, and by someday I mean probably within the next 2 weeks, I want to start collecting these Pokeballs, each and every one. But the Master Ball is like, I'm not sure if I can even get it anymore. Like, plus
Bro,
I paid an absurd amount of money.
do you know the craziest thing I just learned about those
Mm-hmm.
is that it blew my mind, but so they released the regular Pokeball first for the 25th anniversary, and then they released the Master Ball. And then shortly after the Master Ball, they released the Great Ball, the Ultra Ball, and then the other ones. And the 25th special anniversary ones have a gray, or like a whiter gray case, and then the ones they sell now have a black case for the Pokeball. So they literally have different editions of these replica Pokeballs from the Wand Company.
Hmm.
So if you're going out to kind of look at some, uh, make sure it's like a whitish gray, because that's the 25th edition, which is
I see.
really crazy. And they had the Master Ball 25th anniversary edition, which is like a space gray, and then the later second prints of that were all black. So I ended up getting the really rare one, and I think my Master Ball was like number 4,800 something, which is
Is it the
like,
one that I posted in our chat? I feel
let me
like that's
check.
the one.
Yes, that's the one I have. That's the
Oh
one.
wow.
Yeah. So, well, let me double check. Only 9 left.
Limited edition of 5,000. Hmm.
See,
You never really know, you know?
I was gonna say I would be careful, because honestly, your best luck might be eBay, just because I remember that day all 5,000 sold, and they give you a number for each 5,000 ones.
I
So
see.
unless someone, or maybe unless this company specifically bought from that website, from the Pokemon
Mm-hmm.
Company website, and put it on here, they could have. I've never heard of stock before. Uh, excuse me, stock X, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. Yeah, if you
It says it goes through authentication processes, but I'm not sure myself.
really, yeah, I've never looked at this before. I know on eBay it usually goes for about $700.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so but this could be legit. If you scroll down, it might say the Wand Company Pokemon Pokeball, and that's in like a lighter gray case. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the 25th edition.
I see. Okay.
So the second prints of those replica balls are going to have um an all black case.
Yeah, I think I see the difference because I looked on eBay, like you said, and I see the difference between the cases there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Isn't that
that makes
crazy
sense.
though?
Yeah, that's insane.
Dude, yeah, because I literally I saw that on Instagram just like 2 days ago, and I was like, wait, what? Because the US and Canada were the only ones to get these master balls, and there were only 5,000 for each website, which is nothing. So,
Hmm.
um, but then I'm not into Harry Potter, but I looked at some of the wands that company made, and they're also gorgeous. Like as soon as I was seeing the products they were developing, I was like, bro, they got to make more Pokemon stuff in the future. Like I would love, um, oh my gosh, what is it? I would love what's the Pokeball? What's like the red? Oh, Cherish Ball. I would love a Cherish
Oh.
Ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Cherish Ball from the Wand Company. I would buy that shit in a heartbeat.
I'm trying to think of all the possible Pokeballs. I think there was one for Legends Arceus that was. I don't think it was released. It was like
Ooh.
found inside the game itself. It's like a greenish looking Pokeball.
Oh
I don't know, but
yeah.
I would love that. Oh my god, it looks so cool.
Dude, what was it? Cuz it wasn't, I know it's not the friend ball, but it had something to do with like friendship or something. I don't
Something like that.
Something like that. I can't, here, let me look this up, cuz I know exactly what you're talking about. It looked sick.
I'd also want all the Johto Pokeballs because since you know you can make Pokeballs in Johto, I want all of those on my
Yes.
shelf immediately.
Bro, you have to know that the Wand Company is making so much money off of this too.
Mm-hmm.
Unused.
I wouldn't mind having a luxury ball either. That's really
Oh
cool.
yeah, the luxury ball is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Is it a strange ball? Wait. Oh. Yeah, that's nice. Oh my gosh.
It's a really cool look. Like I was, because I saw that before the game came out, and I'm just sitting here like, I really hope I can get this in game. And then when I never got it, I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, it
Like,
looks
man.
I don't know if they're calling it a strange ball or if it's like actually called a strange ball, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm pulling it up on stream. But yo, that looks fresh.
It looks so cool.
Dude, oh my gosh. I wonder we could get that in the new gen game maybe.
Yeah, we could
But
definitely.
wow. Yeah, that is I would kill for that. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm slowly well, I always check the Pokemon website every day and I'm just like, "Bro, I can't keep spending money on Pokemon stuff." I did bite the bullet when they made that Gigantamax Pikachu.
Mm-hmm.
Um just because I was like, "Bro, the Pokemon it's 2020. The Pokemon company's making an official fat Pikachu plush. I have to have it." Like there's no way I'm not going to get my hands on it. So
Of course.
I bit the bullet and I was a little worried because they made one wave of the Gigantamax Pikachu plushes and then they didn't have them on their website for like 10 months. Um,
Hmm.
and then they had a random second wave and dude, I don't know if they're going to make it again either.
I hope they do, because I would
Bro.
like to get one.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're just like everything they're putting out there is just like they have a way like I feel like companies that make good products really care about their IP, you know?
Yeah.
Like even like Kingdom Hearts, like their products are like absolutely beautiful. Like the luggage cases, like even the plushies, like all the figures. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they're top of the line. They're the real deal. So, um but yeah, man. Oh my gosh. I could go on about uh Pokemon products and I'm
You and I both.
yeah, and I'm getting kind of tempted looking at these other Pokeballs for the Wand Company.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, if you end up getting one from stock, let me know how it goes
Yeah,
cuz
of course.
cuz that's a good price and that is cool. It says there is an authentication process.
If it
Every
is real, I might have to go through with it. I might have to send it.
Yeah.
I want the 4 original balls, of course, but then when
Yeah.
it comes to collecting all the others, I'm definitely going to do it. Like,
Dude, yeah. Does it say if it's opened or well, the condition says new
yeah,
on
it
it.
says brand new, so I'm wondering. I'm like, I'm probably gonna look more into it after the stream, but
Right.
I don't know if they have an authentication process for it. I feel like it's legit, but we'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
Yeah, definitely cuz it's showing a picture of the first release of it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it better be that first release. But yeah, dude, it's just crazy we are like getting Pokeballs from Burger King when we were kids, and now we're spending like $300
Yeah.
on like Pokeballs like this. Um, but yeah, man, it's like I have a theory for the next generation remake. Actually,
Oh.
I because we just finished Gen 4 with BDSP, and then we had
Mm-hmm.
obviously Legends Arceus, but I think we're gonna have Pokemon Black and White 3 instead of a remake of Gen 5.
Black and White 3, huh?
Yeah, cuz I know Pokemon Gray was supposed to be a real thing. And unfortunately, like they didn't do that and they just well not unfortunately cuz Black 2 and White 2 like I think those games have held up so well today. You
Yes,
know,
they
like
have.
if you pick those games up, like they're fast paced. The pixel art is beautiful. The pixel
Mm-hmm.
animation is stunning. Um, rotating battles is really interesting to me as well. And I think it's really cool because like Black and White was great, but I didn't really like the idea of starting out with like solely Gen 5 Pokemon.
Yeah,
But I think mixing them up all the generations together and then having like the tournaments where you could fight Red and Blue and
such a good
Cynthia.
idea. Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
and the remade music for those battles hold up today and they're some of the best. I think they're
In
some
the
of the best
series.
tracks. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they're the best. I think they're some of the best songs in the whole series. Um
I agree.
but I think it would be really cool of them to make Pokemon Black and White 3, because we also saw the subway trainer in Legends Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what if for Legends Arceus, or what if something happened in Gen 5, right? After Black 2 and White 2, one subway trainer gets taken to the past, and then what if the other one gets pushed to the future, right? Like, what if
Mm-hmm.
in the next Legends game it's about Gen 5, and he talks about the other subway trainer going to the past for in Legends Arceus? Like, I feel like that would be something they could possibly do, because, like, I don't know. I think they're getting a bit more experimental with their remakes.
Yeah.
BDSP I think is a special occasion, because I think the developers like really loved that one, and they wanted to do a faithful remake but also make something like Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is for the future when it comes to games and stuff?
Well, when it comes to Pokemon, they have been pretty freeform, I guess you could say, for lack
Right.
of a better word, when it comes to how they would like to approach their remakes. And I'm a really big fan of how they're doing it, because it's
Mhm.
like it's not just a, you know, like for I don't know, I don't want to say that the old formula of remakes is played out by any means. I think
Mhm.
that Heart Gold and Soul Silver, as I've stated before, have done everything perfectly
Right.
or damn near perfectly.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the newer gen, they obviously have to do new things in order to get uh, older players' attention and new
Mhm.
players' attention
Right.
to buy the game. So I think if they try to stick with what they've done when it comes to like Arceus, they
Yeah.
could be very, very successful, because I don't know if they realize how loved that game is or
Right.
turned out to be. Because I know they were like, I'm sure that they were afraid or just, a little cautious about how well the game would do,
Mhm.
especially with how they released uh, BDSP.
Right.
Because I know people weren't exactly the biggest fans of how that quote unquote remake came out,
Right.
because of the chibi sprites and things of that nature. But
Mhm.
I really enjoyed it. But of course, when it came to Legends Arceus, it was just such a breath of fresh air
Yes.
being able to play a Pokemon game and then tackle certain themes that are normally, if you look at those themes in an older Pokemon game, they seem to be a little more, I don't want to say mature, but they're just a little bit more developed, I guess you could
Yes.
say. It really makes for really compelling storytelling. And
Yes.
obviously, when I saw the Gen 5 reference in the train engineer guy, I was like really, really interested. I'm like, wait, I know you. Like, I
Yeah.
remember you. And then when I found out it was actually like, all signs point to it actually being him from the future. I'm sitting here
Right.
like, that's insane. I wonder what
Bro, right?
like, please continue down this path. And
Yes.
I think they probably will. I know when I look at things like Let's Go Pikachu,
Mhm.
while I know a lot of people did enjoy them, I'm pretty sure it was probably more of a one-time thing. I don't think they'll probably go back to make like a Let's Go Togepi or something like that.
Right.
But I
Let's
do
go,
think that
Togepi.
I do think Legends Arceus is something they could probably keep going with, because they can really expand on the lore that they set up in the original games for like
Yes.
Unova or for Johto or for Sinnoh or for like, well,
Definitely.
Sinnoh, but Kanto and all the other generations. So it's like this is
Mhm.
a good thing that they have going on.
It
It worked
is.
out very, very well. So let's just hope that they keep up with it.
Dude, yeah, definitely. That's a great point too. And like, Game Freak, they didn't think the Switch was going to be successful.
Hmm.
Which I think is why they were putting so much money into Pokemon Masters EX.
Yeah.
Which is just had its third anniversary, which is crazy.
Hmm.
Um and at that time, like, they started development on Pokemon Unite too. Like,
Yeah.
that's been like years in the making.
Hmm.
It's just so funny because I remember we got like an announcement for a Pokemon Direct, and this was after Sword and Shield, and people were like, they wanted Gen 4 remakes. They were like, you better not mess up the Gen 4 remakes. They better be exactly the way they are. And we got Pokemon Unite, and everyone was pissed. And then we got BDSP, and people didn't like the BDSP remakes, and then they loved Legends Arceus. I'm like, y'all don't even know what you want, do you?
Very, very
But
true.
yeah, but yeah, man, it's something about taking the regular Pokemon formula, making it having that special feeling of it being a Pokemon game and enhancing it, which I didn't think they could actually do. And I think they perfected it with Arceus, or at least they're on the right track for sure.
Hmm.
Um, but dude, it's also a special time because like I know we were gonna talk Kingdom Hearts a little bit. I could go on for Pokemon forever.
Yeah, same.
um, so well, we can talk a little bit of Kingdom Hearts, but I do think to me there is personally this like connection between Pokemon and Kingdom Hearts in my eyes because even with Kingdom Hearts 3, you could tell it had the traditional like Kingdom Hearts formula, right? Like it had
Hmm.
like go to worlds, cutscenes, like boss battles, all of that. But with Legends Arceus, that's such a new direction in the Pokemon series, and I feel like with Kingdom Hearts 4, we're also going in like a totally different direction of change too, right?
Hmm.
And it's such an optimistic feeling I have because I mean I love Kingdom Hearts, but like Pokemon is what got me into gaming. Pokemon is like everything to me, and I played Kingdom Hearts at the same time. So like Sora and Pikachu have like a very special place in my heart. And I don't know. I think both companies are really great at like making good products. They make
Hmm.
they make great games. They celebrate the hell out of their anniversaries, and I don't know. I've always had like if you talk about Nintendo and then Square Enix and then Pokemon, it's like they're all such different companies, but maybe it's me, but I've always felt like a connection between all of them. Like maybe they're just that big of AAA companies, but I don't know. I think it's a great time to be like a Pokemon and Kingdom Hearts fan too.
I wholeheartedly agree. It's like Pokemon, since they came out with their new idea, which that idea being Arceus, they have their trading card game, which is very popular. They have their mainline games that have hooked people for years and
Right.
have hooked new people that are coming into it just now, or just within the last few years. Same with KH. KH had this whole saga that lasted for a very long time that just came to an end, and now they have the opportunity to try something new and get more people involved. And
Mhm.
it's just, I don't know. I definitely feel you when you say this. You feel like there's a certain connection because both of
Yeah.
them are like they feel like they're in the same area when it comes to just starting with like not starting completely new, but
Mhm.
just beginning with the like a good solid base, and then
Right.
of course just trying to tinker with, oh, what new thing can we do here? What new thing can we do there? And
Yeah.
that's what they're focusing on, and I really really enjoy that aspect of both companies.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. And I've talked to some uh I don't know. I've talked to some of my friends who have like they're some of them like aren't really into Pokemon, and that's totally cool, but they're like really into um Kingdom Hearts, and they're like man, like I'm so happy we're finally getting something that looks really different in Kingdom Hearts 4. And I was like, "Excuse me?" And they're like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Y'all don't know how much Pokemon fans have had Pokemon being the same way forever."
Yeah.
Like if you get every Kingdom Hearts game, like Kingdom Hearts 1 to the GBA version of Chain of Memories, two totally different games, right? Even
Hmm.
from KH1 to KH2 is a pretty drastic difference in terms
Hmm.
of gameplay and experience. And even from like Dream Drop Distance or Birth by Sleep, like each Kingdom Hearts game is like beautiful in its own way and it's different in its own way. Pokemon has kind of been the same. Like they've
Yeah.
kind of had like it's been different stories and adventures, but the pattern has always been the same. And I don't think people realize how big it is for Pokemon to be making these changes as of recent,
Yeah.
right? And dude, I think Sora getting in Smash has opened the door to one day Square and Disney partnering with Nintendo even closer when it comes to
Yeah. Of
like,
course.
like do you know how many people are like us that like love Pokemon and love Kingdom Hearts and like grew up with them at the same time? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's only a 5 year difference, which is really nothing, to be honest. But yeah, I think one day we could definitely get like some Nintendo Worlds or Pokemon uh in Kingdom Hearts. Like maybe the next like 20 years. But
It's
like
possible.
it's possible. Like I think of that all the time, because like Sora was the most requested character in a Nintendo game, It's like
Yeah.
these like the corporate mouse house is listening, bro. Like they know what people want. Um but do you have any like what do you think is going to be the future for Pokemon and Kingdom Hearts? And I know you're obviously excited about it too.
The future for Pokemon, again, like I said before, they have been going in a somewhat new direction while keeping their same base, and I am
Mm,
very, very excited to see what they have coming forward. Like I said, I'm really excited for Generation 9 to see what that brings forward and
mm,
or what brings to the table with Gen 9 and all the region in itself, because the region looks really, really cool to me. I know
yeah.
it's based off of I want to say Spain or Portugal or
Mm,
something like that. It's
right.
like, but it looks really, really interesting to me, and I cannot wait to try it out. I know it's just around the corner. I think it comes out in November, right? So
Yeah.
I'll I'll see very, very soon. As for KH, I know a lot of people's views on KH varies. I myself am very excited to see where it goes. I feel like with Kingdom Hearts, the gameplay has always been varied depending on which game that you play. But
Mm,
at the same time, if you look at the base of the gameplay, it's always been the same, you know. But
yeah.
well, exceptions being Chain of Memories, but that's fine too. I love Chain of Memories. Okay, it's fine.
Bro, the
Um,
pixel art and that I is just absolutely beautiful, man.
it's great. Like it's
Yeah.
one of I love it so it's like one of a kind. It's so good.
There's a Dream Drop Distance 3DS that released in Japan, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, like not only like we grew up with both of these franchises, but like they've always been tight. Like they've always done
Yeah.
like people forget Chain of Memories was like solely on a Nintendo console. Like Dream Drop
Mm-hmm.
Distance was solely on a Nintendo console, and then they like they had Nintendo AR cards of Dream Drop Distance that you could use on the DS. And I thought like back then that was the coolest thing ever.
No, it definitely was because I remember getting them. I remember scanning them on
Yeah.
my 3DS. I
Right.
bought a 3DS for Dream Drop Distance.
Did you
Like, I first of
really?
all, I got it way before they announced the demo. But I know I was like, I know they're gonna come out with a demo. I'm getting my 3DS right now, and I got it. I never looked back.
Wow.
I enjoyed every minute. I just it is a lot. There's a lot to it.
Wow.
For, like and back to the future of KH thing, I'm very, very excited, as I said. But KH4 looking to be very, very cool.
Yep.
Very, very like the tone of it is something that I'm really enjoying.
Yes.
Obviously, from the little that we've gotten, I can't say much, but
Hmm.
the tone looks so dark
Yeah,
and
dude.
so I love it. I can't
It's
wait.
it's so perfect. And it's like they're really adapting with like modernism, but also just like something new and fresh at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, dude, I have to ask you this before we get into questions, but do you think Star Wars is going to be in Kingdom Hearts?
I would not doubt it. I'm pretty sure from the last or from the reveal trailer, I guess,
Hmm.
that it's all but confirmed at this point. I have not. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I've never sat down to watch the movie, so I can't say I'm a fan. But I
Right.
mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it, and they can do
Hmm.
whatever they choose to with any worlds that they want to in KH, as long as they make them very interesting.
Right.
For
Definitely.
me, like I don't really care. Like you can do whatever you want as long as it's a compelling story. For me, I am happy with anything. But
Hmm.
I just again, it's all but confirmed at this point, from what I can tell. I don't get the reference or the Star Wars references because I haven't seen it. But if people say
Mm.
that this is Star Wars and that is Star Wars, well, I mean, I guess that's what it is until they say otherwise, right? So
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know if you're ever gonna watch them, but like definitely start with like the original trilogy, which is like 4, 5, and 6. But
mm-hmm.
if you do watch those, let me know because I think they've definitely aged really well too.
Yeah, of course.
And I think I think whatever they can get that fits the narrative and the plot of Kingdom Hearts would be perfect. And Star Wars
Hmm.
is literally about like light and darkness, classic, good versus evil. So I feel like they would. And I think Nomura loves Kingdom Hearts too. I read some article about that, and I was like,
Hmm.
oh, fucking course, he's gonna put it in. But all right, guys. So everyone who's in chat on Twitch and YouTube, God bless the one YouTube viewer. I love you. Oh, look, it's me. If you guys have any questions for us or like any comments about Kingdom Hearts or Pokemon, I know we mainly talked about Pokemon, but we'll talk about more Pokemon next time because we just love it. Uh,
Hmm.
but yeah, if you guys have any questions, let us know. Um, Chevro said Legends Arceus is the shit. They fumbled the bag with no DLC though. I thought they did have DLC.
I thought they did. I didn't get around to playing it myself because I think it was around the time that I was also playing a different game at the same time. So
Right.
I'm not sure if they did. I'm pretty sure they did. I remember saying, "Oh well, you can do this now." There's
Yeah.
some made some changes to the shiny hunting, which was crazy on release, by the way.
It was
And
like with
then
the herds of Pokemon or something,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah. They
Yeah.
had to nerf it a little bit because it was shinies left, right, and center with
That's
the original release
amazing.
of the game, which was fine with me. Like half
That
my
is
team
funny.
was shiny by the time I beat the game, so
That is
it was fine.
amazing. Let's go. I love that. Yeah, I think you're 100% right. They definitely had some type of like DLC update with it.
I know you can battle certain characters like in the main town, but
Right.
I don't know if they did anything more than that. I'm
And
pretty sure they did.
I think the update was free, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was free.
If they had like a paid DLC, that would also be very interesting
Mm-hmm.
too. But no, yeah, guys, if you are not following LimitForm on his social media here, I will not talk to you, and y'all can unfollow me. But dude, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for coming on TreeCast number 11
Likewise, I had
today.
a fantastic time. I'm very grateful that you invited me.
Dude, yeah, anytime we got to get you back on here, and you know, I think, is it February? No, it's not February. It comes out. Oh my gosh, does the new Pokemon come out next month or is it November?
It's in November, I believe.
Okay, well, we'll get you back on here to talk about that for sure,
Okay.
because I know. Oh yeah, what was his name? Wiglet or something?
Yeah, the new one. I saw that this morning. I was like, "You are insane, Pokemon. You
Isn't
are
that
insane."
crazy? Um, bro, what is it? I saw the funniest picture. It had like a picture of Wiglet, and then the next three pictures were Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that is literally so perfect. But yeah, dude, thank you so much again for joining us. Guys in the chat, I'm going to mute me and Limit for a second. I'm gonna make a Smash Arena for you guys. And tonight it's gonna be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. PST. Limit will be back with us, and we'll be with Shane and Violent Gamer to talk about the new Pinocchio movie. So we haven't done a TreeCast in actually a couple months, so we're getting 2 in one day, which is actually crazy. It's just the best that worked with scheduling. So thanks a lot for joining us on that too. That one's gonna be really fun too.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
we got all the positivity out in this TreeCast, so
Yeah, right.
now the next one can be really negative. But thank you again so much, dude, and we'll
Hmm.
have you on again soon.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching, and again, I appreciate you inviting me. I love talking about Pokemon. I never really get the chance, which is why more than 90% of the podcast was Pokemon.
No, dude,
But I also love KH too.
no,
So.
yeah, I love no. It's well, I wanted to bring up like the similarities between both companies, and it's cool
Hmm.
that like we both share that, because I feel like that's really a popular thing that everyone is about, and I
Yeah.
think with Sora being in Smash, like a lot of people who are big Nintendo fans are finally getting a chance to play the games. Hopefully not on the Switch. But yeah, dude, we got to get you on here, and we'll talk all about the new gen and
Of
stuff like
course.
that. But